Have you started planning for your 2021 goals? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple strategies to get started. Hey everyone, Willie Miranda with Miranda Real Estate Group, and today we're going to talk about a topic that I think is very timely for this time of the year. You know, we're going into the end of the year, November, December, and a lot of agents have been talking to me about goal setting, right? Some of them have done it, some of them haven't done it. Some of them are making a bigger deal about goal setting than need to. And I was talking to one of my agents yesterday, and we talked about goal setting, and she's been online and looking at all these YouTube videos and, you know, this booklet and that workshop and everything else. And it just, what happens is that when you're looking at too many things, the confused mind, right, we get confused, does nothing. So that's pretty much where she was. So I share with her a very simple technique and a strategy that I've used for a number of years that I want to share with you today, which is really just going over a sheet here stating some goals in some different areas, right? And these are my goals for 2021, and how I would, you know, in each and every year, what I do is I sit down and I go over 8 key areas. And there's no certain order. You can do whatever order you want. But I want to go over these areas with you. The first one on goal setting is, okay, going into 2021 now, what are or what is a material possession that I want to strive for? Some years it's been getting a new wardrobe, sometimes it's been buying a new car, sometimes it's been getting maybe something for the house, right? Something that I wanted to have. But what's a material possession that you want to strive for in 2021? And maybe it's one or two or multiple items that you have, but that's number one. Number two, business and career goals. And I think this is important because this is really where you can state, you know, what are some things that are important to you? What's going to give you that growth in your business this year by stating this. So maybe it's getting a designation that you wanted to get for a number of years and seeking out additional education. Maybe it's hitting a certain number of units or volume that you want to achieve. I think, you know, a profitability goal is a great goal to have too, you know, like your net income, where you want it to be after all expenses are paid and everything else. It doesn't matter how many transactions or volume you do, is what that actual net is. And I know some people have gotten other licenses or set up another business or whatever the situation may be. That's a great goal to have as part of your overall planning. Number three, personal lifestyle. And that could be a lot of different things, but some people, you know, may want, I had someone that, you know, was really struggling with getting everything done and, you know, working full time, taking care of the kids and everything else, where they actually went out and had hired a nanny to come in. And that was a goal that they had for the year. Some might want a housekeeper. One year I wanted a landscaper to do my lawn so that I could spend more time with my family. But what are some things that you want to do personally and also maybe from a lifestyle perspective? Next one, this is an important one, relationship. They're all important, but this one I feel is so important. Is relationships. It could be relationships with loved ones. It could be relationships with friends, families, those type of things. But you know, for me, I think when we talk about relationships, I look more like at my immediate family. I look at you know, obviously my family as a whole. But what are things that I can do to improve the relationships that we have with our family? So that's a great goal to have. And again, sometimes it's a couple different things under that category. Next one is family and friends. And you might think they go hand in hand, but sometimes they're a little bit different. But family and friends, I mean, how many times have you had, the example I would use, how many times you see a friend you haven't seen in a long time and you say, yeah, we have to get together for lunch, we'll have to get together for dinner, and it just never happens. So by actually writing it down, I've actually wrote it down when I'm doing this planning, and actually have booked appointments 2-3 months out with someone and said, hey, I know we're busy, the holidays are here, but why don't we set something up for the middle of January? Here's a date, make the time, let's go to dinner, and we put it in a book. And you know what happens? It actually happens, right? So when you actually plan and schedule them, things do happen. So again, executing on these goals are so important. Next one is health, right? And that's a big one for a lot of people. I mean, let's face it, without health, none of the other things really matter. So what are some things that you want for health? Maybe it's a weight goal. I know for me, it's usually, you know, always ties into eating, exercising, and some type of a weight goal. Maybe it's getting off certain medicines for some people, where they want to get off cholesterol or high blood pressure medicine. So what are the things that they have to do for that? What's the goal? So there's a lot of different things, just eating better sometimes, taking vitamins every day. There's so many different things you can have on that category. But what are 2 or 3 things that you want to accomplish in 2021? Write them down. Next one is spiritual and gratitude. And this one was always a hard one for me because I was not one that, went to church every week and did all kinds of things like that. But what I found that it doesn't have to be that. It could be just, having quiet time, having time where you can actually journal and write things down that you're grateful for. Journalize, and journaling into an actual book. I have a book that I have on there I was just reading the other day from like 6 years ago, just having dinner and a conversation I had, and I journaled what some of my the conversation I had at dinner with my daughters and my family, and wrote them down. And it's funny that now looking at it 6 years later, some of those things that actually came true from what they stated back then. But being able to have that goal, I think, is important for a lot of people in different ways. You just have to write what's most important to you. And then the last one is contributions. And I think this is one that I really enjoy because it's something that, each and every year, a lot of you know I do a lot for the Children's Hospital here at Albany Medical Center, and getting my team involved and, car washes and golf tournaments and, all the other things that go into it. To me, that's a big deal, and we want to continue doing that. But for some people, maybe they don't want to do all that. Maybe they don't want to do a golf tournament. So what can you do? Maybe it's just volunteering your time, right? I know that some people's, funds are not something that they want to just go ahead and give out, but they have time that they could volunteer and help these organizations. So what are some of the contributions, and what do you want to do to give back? So again, these are 8 different area goals that I set each and every year. It's on a simple format. What I would do is fill them out, grab a glass of wine, go through, fill them out, and maybe it's a day or two. You got to go back to it, fill it out again. But once you have a good feel for what you have for that, for the goals for 2021, share them with a friend, share them with a family member, someone that's going to support you and keep you accountable to these goals. Don't just stick them in a drawer or file it away somewhere and never look at it again. Actually take a look at these things, and you could, maybe once a month you look at them, once a quarter, whatever the situation may be. I know some people, the more successful people that I know, look at these every day, sometimes twice a day, and they keep it in front of them. And it's amazing when you write down these goals that they actually do happen when you write them down. So don't keep them in your mind, put them on paper, and hopefully you like this information. So scroll down, leave a comment, and let's go get them this week.